Maru and sOs. We are set up into game number 1. Let's see what happens. Earlier today we saw these guys. They actually kicked off our show about 3 hours and 15 minutes ago. sOs Maru. It was the best of 3 that Maru won 2 games to 1. Someday I'm gonna fucking have a family that understands shutting the fucking door. To the bottom right is Maru, and to the top left is sOs in this best of 3 grand final. So Maru won this earlier 2 games to 1. He played a very aggressive series, double gas in every single game. And this time he's actually going to play completely differently. So we're going to see the command center and the nexus coming down from both players. So we're going to see an expansion from both very early on. As we get set up and ready to go into this best of 3. Again, it's best of 3. And what happens is if Maru wins, he wins the tournament. If sOs wins, he wins the first best of 3 and he takes a life off of Maru, essentially knocking Maru down to the loser's bracket for the first time. And then they play another best of 3. So potential for 2 best of 3s here if sOs can win the first one. Maru going to go straight into 2 extra racks behind this. So actually a little bit of a different opening after the expansion. Usually we see the 3 racks sort of opening. Usually we see kind of a racks factory opening or 2 racks in a factory. But straight 3 racks is just going to be pure bio in the early stages of this. So pure bio in the early stages of this. Then a couple of racks coming down. Very different to usual, and so maybe some kind of fast stim timing going to be coming into play, something that might catch sOs a bit off guard, because he's not necessarily going to scout this very early on. Maybe it's just a counter to how he knows sOs likes to play on this map, because once again, we are going to be seeing sOs starting up that robot facility very early in this game. We've seen this multiple times now from him on this map today, where he uses this to get a fast warp prism attack early with 3 adepts, 3 stalkers or so, and then he just sort of plays from that point on, and just sort of, you know, gets so aggressive that the Terran players usually can't deal with it. That's what we've seen so far. Maru gets a perfect scout at the start of this, sees the robo facility, sees everything, so he knows exactly what he's playing against, a very fast concussive shells. And so maybe Maru actually just looking to... I mean, it is kind of a counter to what sOs is doing, because Maru's going to be able to catch units, he's going to be able to fight against them more easily than usual. You know, he's got straight up units to fight with himself, whereas... You know, sOs is usually abusing the lower bio count because there's usually Widow Mines dropping across the map and stalk and medevacs and stuff. But there's no investment like that from Maru here, and with the concussive shells, if there's any commitment to units pushing forwards here from sOs, he's guaranteed to lose 1 or 2 of them because of the concussive shells slowing them down from being able to retreat. As we're just going to be seeing the... game just setting up here still. We're going to see sOs sending that warp prism across the map. His first steps were poking a little bit, haven't gotten anything done just yet. Maru actually going to move out onto the map, so obviously not afraid of sOs's little attack that's going to be coming in here in a moment. He's probably just saying to himself, well, you know what, if you attack me, I'm going to attack you. We're going to trade a little bit, and I feel like I'm in a better position to defend back at home. So that's what he's saying by moving across the map, but there's 2 pylons coming up at the front, and that's going to be difficult as Maru begins to pull his SCVs away. We're going to see 1 SCV already going down, more Marines continuing to pop out here. I'm just going to be seeing the Marines Marauders coming towards the front, but there's that overcharge. And anything, you just can't fight this, so he's got to try and deal with this. He's lost 5 SCVs already. We're going to see the warp prism still lifting up and just sending units around. Actually, Maru's building setup here isn't ideal because now he's got to kind of walk all the way around his buildings, get back out of the main into the natural again, which is a little bit of a nuisance. And we're just going to be seeing the couple of adepts just continuing to fight here, and they're still doing damage. I mean, sOs never actually warped in more units over here, so turned out quite good. We actually see a big fight on the other side of the map. It looks as though sOs has cleaned up Maru's army. We didn't see that at all. The Chinese observers missing that. So Maru's army out on the map is gone. And sOs has cleaned that up. And sOs comes out of this with a 15-ish supply lead. Looking good. 42 probes to the 36 SCVs. 7 army supply ahead. And continuing to get damage done with this adept harassment. Maru's splitting up his Marines now. They're ready to defend against this. As sOs just prepares for a 3rd Nexus, sending his worker over into position there. You just saw the resources lost there for a moment or 2 and just showed very heavy favour to sOs in this game. Maru having lost over 1,000 resources of units, and well, sOs haven't lost nowhere near that much. He's actually, until losing that warp prism and the 2 adepts inside, had lost very little in this game, because what had he actually lost? I mean, yeah, he hadn't lost anything. Like, the overcharge protected him at the front. They've been very good from him until now, so you can see that Dark Shrine coming down before the 3rd base, so not expanding just yet. We see Maru going to go into 5 racks before 3rd base as well, so aggressive playstyle from both. Neither of them rushing up to the 3rd base, both of them staying aggressive here. in this game, as we're going to be seeing 3 extra gates being added on by sOs. So wow, real aggression from both right now. As we see, Maru has a lot of Marines. He's got his first Medivacs on the way. He does now have Stim. This army is actually very scary against what sOs has, which is a few Adepts and Immortals as well. Like, this army from Maru, and you can see sOs is backed away towards the center of the map, and what that's allowed to be, what that's allowing him to do is basically it means he can force field that ramp in the center if Maru comes at his army. Otherwise, that army is very vulnerable to the high Marine count out on the map right now, as we're going to see Marines going to start moving towards the upper left-hand side. The first Medivacs are with them, so big Marine attack here. Only Marines, but again, the Marines are going to trade quite well against kind of like Adepts, Immortal Sentry, I imagine. A couple of Medivacs actually going to load up. They're going to drop over here. That'll pull the units out of position a little bit, hopefully, to try and allow Maru to also come up kind of in the middle center ramp at the same time. Looks as though sOs has a pretty good feeling about this. He knows this is here, but Maru, is he prepared? Not really. The other units from the center of the map aren't there at the same time. War Prism player still over to the left-hand side of Maru's main. We're going to see the DTs starting to move into play as well right now. One of them is walking towards the natural expansion. The other two are about to drop off on the main, and Maru has scans, but he does not have anything other than scans. You know, he doesn't have turrets or anything. So 6 workers, 7 workers already going down for Maru. He's trying to kill his third base, but he just can't make that happen just yet. There's more Marines coming up through the center of the map. They're going to be trying to trade here very soon as the scan comes down. Clean out DTs once again. A couple of DTs still up in the main base, continuing to work their way through this tech lab. There's just going to be seeing units coming together again over in the center. I mean, Maru's still doing damage over here. He's trying to trade the third base, but he doesn't have a third base of his own. He's taking so much damage from the Dark Templar. Third base goes down. There's a lot of Marines. It's kind of still a scary army from Maru with so many Medivacs as well. He's going to run into the reinforcements here of his opponents. So he's going to get rid of these very quickly. Overcharges, though, and that's going to be a nuisance, but he'll go up to the main base. And, well, yes, sOs can join his army together now, but can he really fight up a ramp into his opponent? This command center has scans on it, but there's not enough units over here. As we're going to see another overcharge once again to help defend this. Pylon goes down now, though. Units coming forwards. Widowmine gets a couple of shots. 3 workers have gone down. Maru is still trying to make this happen. Adepts are falling as they warp in. And we're just going to be seeing, though, in the end, I think sOs just had a bit too much. Oh, no, the CC gets killed in the main. Maru without a lift there. Big mistake. That's not the sort of mistake you'd expect to see from Maru, but just so busy trying to make stuff happen across the map at the same time. Losing the command center is huge because with DT is still on the map, that's so many less scans he now has to work with. I mean, if he has the CC right now, he's actually maybe in an okay spot. Only 6 workers down, equal army supplies, he might be fine. But losing that main base completely changes this. Now he's got so many workers that aren't really doing what he needs. He doesn't have the scans he needs. You're going to see these DTs getting picked up again. That Warp Prism range coming into great use here for sOs. And again, losing that orbital command is going to completely change this game. There's Maru kind of playing really well until he lost that CC, which just completely changed it. He's going to send a few SCVs back to still mine. Perfect, 16 SCVs to mine. Going to make a few more Marines at a time still. But, I mean, moving across the map here, no sentries. Okay, there they are. I mean, the sentry is so vital to just force field and buy sOs the time he needs here in the center of the map. I think he's just going to hit them force fields to split the SCVs in half against the Marines, and there it is. The Marines can't get through. And so it's just going to be a very one-sided battle here from sOs's point of view. Maru lifts up, pulls back a little bit, but still DT is working away at the production in the main base. It just doesn't get any easier right now, as these Marines are going to stem up the ramp and try and fight again. They do get up here this time. Not enough force fields to kind of block them away. Maru's going to fight once again. It's still pretty close considering how far behind he should be. Like, I mean, okay, it's not very close at all, but he still killed off a fair amount of the sentries, the Immortal, but just too many to go right now. Let's do this. Let's go in game. Let's introduce us a couple of players. Up a game to the top left-hand side of the map. Has to win 2 best-of-3s in this grand final, though, to advance as the winner. It's sOs. To the bottom right, our red Terran. Of course, this is a team kill between Jin Green Rings players. The 2 ace players on Jin Green Rings as well. Like, it really does not get much better than this. Is Maru to the bottom right-hand side, representing the Terran race. 1 game down. Let's see if we can pull this series back. Again, what's up, everyone in the chat? Let me know what's up, let me know how we're doing, let me know how your days are going, let me know who you're supporting here in this series. Are you cheering on Maru? Are you cheering on sOs? I want to know who you guys are cheering on in this and the early stages. We see what Maru and sOs are going to be getting up to. sOs and Maru, when they played this map earlier, both opened with the double gas 1 base opening. It was Maru who defended the Proxy Oracle very easily, and the Cyclone attack as a follow-up ended the game. So we'll see what it is. It looks as though it's just going to be expansions from both of those. Single gas, no second gas just yet. And it looks as though we are going to be seeing 2 base play from both once again. So less aggressive play as we get further into this tournament, into the finals now. We have some sOs being cheered on by Dastan SE2 from Kieran, from Zirius as well in the chat. We've got Maru being cheered on by Draco. Again, keep those cheers coming, guys. I want to see who you guys are cheering on. Don't care who wins. Want to see good, crazy games when SOS is involved, though. Says Roland Thunder. There's Modi GM. Says Maru. I'm cheering on Maru as well. Terran Hope. I want SOS to win the first series, though, just so we get a few more games. Maybe call me a greedy caster, but maybe just call me someone who wants to see more Maru versus SOS, because, I mean, it's a pretty fantastic series. We're actually going to see the Proxy Factory. Okay, then. Maru. Got a Proxy Factory over here. That's going to make for a bit of an interesting situation then. So, Proxy Factory. If you guys go on our StarCraft right now, you'll actually find a Twitch clips of Beyond doing this on his stream, where he was about to lose the factory, or he was about to lose the SCV, but he walled himself in with a supply depot. And it's a pretty sick little move. So, it's been popular by Terran players against Protoss players lately. This was always something they like to do on King Sejong, but the last couple of days, people have seemed to do it quite a bit, as we're going to see. I mean, SOS just has no vision in this section of his main base, so Widowmine's going to start running into his mineral lines. And you're just going to be seeing Maru already kind of putting a little bit of pressure onto SOS, and the Stargate opening is not ideal, because again, an Oracle can detect, it can give you detection, but only every 50 seconds, every 50 energy, and only in a set location. So if you split up those Widowmines, you are going to be able to kind of minimize the damage, minimize the kind of effectiveness of that Oracle detection. So let's see how this goes. Widowmine number 1 is about to pop out. He's going to run in here. Is he going to wait? He should just go in, right? Just go in, burrow, get damage done as soon as possible. Second Widowmine on the way. Probes pulled immediately. Not going to be soon enough, though, as we see Maru wanted to get the rest of those probes. Second Widowmine on the way out. As the goal for Maru here, just to try and creep those Widowmines forwards just a little bit at a time. And again, keep them split in case of the Oracle detection coming into play. We do see that Oracle is on the way up. Maru back at home, just expanding, going into a couple extra barracks as well, so ready for kind of the big barracks follow-up. Behind this, SOS looking at that, knows the timing of that next Widowmine, and is already, or the next Widowmine shot, I should say, is already kind of pulling it a probe away, just to make sure it doesn't splash onto anything. That Widowmine there does get chased down, a little bit lost mining time. I think Maru is going to be one more Widowmine again, just going to keep his opponent busy. There's the Oracle, though. The Revelation will reveal that Widowmine, and third Widowmine here in the end is probably not going to do too much. Maybe an immediate burrow, just try and catch one of these Adepts or so. And as we do see, again, back at home, Maru is into his expansion. His 26 ways to 32. He's a little bit behind. If he doesn't take any damage from this Oracle, he should be fine. It should be an okay sort of scenario. But we see a third base already from SOS. So SOS feeling pretty good about his position right now as this Widowmine tries to get away. Phoenix on the way up. Don't think he'll be up in time. Provost pulled as well. And I think that Widowmine goes down as well. So in the end, Maru doesn't do too much with this. Not as much as we maybe thought he might. And we'll see how it continues in the next few minutes. Let me take a quick break, guys. I need a cough. Apologies, again, just a little bit ill today, the last couple of days, so sorry for the random mute. As we do see Maru just going into stim combat. I mean, very standard follow-up at home, turrets on the way to help against the Oracles, and yeah, just going to be seeing SOS. I mean, again, I think SOS is in a little bit of a lead here. Kind of look at the work count now, 40 to 30. Definitely looks as though SOS has got a bit of an advantage off the start here, but well, it's it's not one of these advantages which is just like game over. I think Maru still has a lot of chances, and actually kind of what he's probably heading towards now is probably looking to fight with stim combat shields very early in this game, as he actually just doesn't quite get rid of that Oracle. But no starport would suggest that he's probably just going to attack with stim combat shields with this bio, and just see what he can do, see if he can kind of maybe cancel the third base or something, just catch SOS maybe a little bit off guard, not ready, not prepared to kind of play against this. So we see more Marines continue to join up in the natural expansion. Factory coming in with a tech lab here. I wonder what he's going to build off that. It's tank. Alright, the proxy tank player coming into play 5.5 minutes in. And this factory continuing to be useful. So tank's going to come in to support. There's still no starport on the map though. As we're just going to be seeing these Marines just continuing to come towards the upper right hand side. I'm just going to be continuing to see what's going to be going on. I mean, units collecting together here from SOS. Again, this attack from Maru definitely has potential with stim and combat. I mean, these bio units are as strong as they're going to be for quite some time. Now, single siege tank moves forward. It's going to use the factory to maybe block off a little bit of location as we see first pylon going to start taking some damage. Is there going to be commitment from SOS? No, there isn't. Maru, does he go up the natural? Does he kill the third base? What's his plan here? Siege is the tank going to start bunkering up on the low ground and on the high ground. You're going to see Adepts coming forwards. The Phoenix will come in. They'll lift the Siege tank here, of course. That's going to be their plan. And there we go. The Marines stim backwards to try and minimize the damage they take, the friendly fire they take. As we'll see Maru just continue to fight this. There's so many Marines. The Adepts disappear. The Phoenix will be pushed back as well. And Maru is going to get one of these bunkers up. He's going to try and push up the high ground once again as well. And I'm just going to be seeing the bunker on the high ground will go down. But look at this. The factory is going to put up on the high ground, just choke things up a little bit. And wow, this is looking a little bit scary right now for our pros play, and Maru actually might make this happen after an opening that wasn't super effective. He's traded very well so far. Still no starport. Adding on more barracks. Doesn't care. Who needs a starport? Who needs medevacs, right? This filing at the back is starting to go down. We're going to see more Adepts coming forwards. This time the Marines might be in a little bit of trouble here. But there is a bunker, remember, and that bunker is going to help out a lot as well, as the Marines going to stim once again, continue to fight some reinforcements. Is there just too many Adepts, though? They're very well made, but SOS looks as though he's starting to push this back. Just the bunker left to really kind of take down here. It looks as though we're going to be seeing this game start to tilt in towards SOS's favour. It was very scary for SOS for a few moments here, and this Widowmine actually going to be a bit of a nuisance as well. 2 wound workers going down. But has Maru really done enough to kind of justify his position in this game? He's going to stem a few Marines forwards into the mineral line, and he's got Warp Prism across the map, so SOS is going to start doing a lot of damage. He's going to start cleaning up reinforcements as they pop out. Phoenix as well to help. Oh, this is actually quite terrifying from Maru's point of view. These Adepts can shade around. These Phoenix can lift up a few of these Marines, take them out of the equation already. I mean, the Marines are doing a pretty good job cleaning up. 15 workers killed across the map, though. 16 probes have gone down, actually, from SOS, so Maru is still making stuff happen over here. This mothership core goes down without any more overcharges. Big mistake from SOS, and Maru's actually starting to clean this up back at home. 19 SCVs to the 17 probes lost. Both players have lost a lot right now. But, I mean, both players have. They've lost a hell of a lot. But at the end of the day, it's still Maru who's sort of just hanging in here. He's 7 workers down. He's got 1-1 upgrades on the way up. He's still got Widowmine's been a very annoying kind of unit right here. He's still got, I believe, a bunker on the low ground. But SOS has that third base, and also Maru does not have that starport. Where are the medevacs? That's what he's maybe really missing right here. You're going to see another Widowmine. Well, the factory's just going to lift up Gak away from that. Probably cancel that one bunker on the high ground, get him some extra minerals. I believe right now every mineral is going to help a little bit. And I was just going to be seeing these Marines continue to come across the map, and we see Adepts shading down to the low ground. Marines are just so damaged from stimming so much already, and that's one of the main problems I think we're going to see for kind of Maru in the upcoming future, in the upcoming fights. He's going to move towards the third base. Looks as though he's been already cleaning out a few workers over there. The pylon will go down. And again, the bunker just picking up a little bit of damage as the Adept shade forwards, looking to catch those Marines. They catch a few Marines out of position there. Pulling back in towards this. The Marines going to fight against the Adepts. The Marines are low on health. I mean, the bunker, is it going to stand at the end? Oh, it's pretty close. SOS decides to disengage. Worker supplies are even on up. Maru only 2 workers behind now. 2 more racks being added. He's adding on that starport as well. I'm just going to be seeing Maru doesn't really need to kill the third Nexus, just wants to make sure the probes aren't mining over there, and he is keeping those workers away from that, so that's a good job. He's probably going to pull back towards his bunker now. Again, the third base being killed is not really of utmost importance to him right now. He just wants to make sure he keeps workers off from mining it, and he's doing a good job of doing that, as we see neither player making SCVs or probes right now. Pretty intense situation. 32 SCVs to the 29 probes. Another War Prism on the way. Adepts counter-attacking currently, and that could do a lot of damage. But actually, Maru has so much bio in position already, I believe, at his natural expansion, so I'm not actually so worried for him. You're going to see these Adepts going to try and trade against the bunker. Nice little bit of micro to pull back and stop the Adepts from taking hull damage. As we're going to see these Marines are going to stab it. Oh my god, they're going to chase those Adepts. So many Adepts going to start falling here so quickly. Maru, a little bit of a split just to chase after those Adepts, just in case they commit to the shade. They don't in the end, as that Observer is sat overhead. And just wants to try and minimize the Widowmine from taking more damage. Marine's still chasing here, and actually this is SOS losing so many Adepts. Maru is once again turning this around. He's got a knack of just taking crazy games and just suddenly making them work for him. And we see Medevacs coming out now too, so he finally has healing on these Marines. They're going to be stronger than ever. They've also got 1-1 upgrades. Those 1-1 upgrades are something we cannot forget about here. They're going to help Maru trade so efficiently, so effectively. And we're just going to be seeing these Marines continue to sit around. I mean, Maru's just maxing up right now. He's getting his units together. And I think he's just going to go for one big fight here very soon. War Prism crosses the map for SOS. That's what you see, the blue dot to the south side of the mini-map. Getting ready to come in towards the main base here, perhaps, as Maru scans. He sees what he's fighting. And then Phoenix not really going to add too much to this. The Adepts, are they going to commit onto the Marines? Yes, they do. Marines stim. The 1-1 upgrades the stim. The Medivac healing is just going to be too much. The Phoenix don't add anything to this fight at all. And that right there is probably just going to be GG, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, what does SOS have anymore? This War Prism attack? Well, that's about it. And that's going to be held off as well. He loses his natural, more or less. So, 2. The upper right side of the map. Our purple Terran player, changing up his colour a little bit here, is going to be Maru. And to the upper left-hand side, in the horizontal spawns, it is going to be our teal Protoss player, sOs. We're all doing good. We're enjoying the games. I want to hear what you guys are thinking. I want to hear you guys, what you're up to. Obviously, your Monday started well. What a great way to start a week of StarCraft. Maru versus SOS finals of the Leifeng Cup. Tied up 1 game apiece right now in what is potentially the first of 2 best of 3s. If SOS wins this, we'll get a second best of 3. If Maru wins this, we are done with the Leifeng Cup. But we will be back in about an hour and 20 minutes, of course, with the top dogs. Busy day of StarCraft for us here on the stream. We go big. When we go big, we go big. Big day of streaming. Going to be a good 8-hour stream or so. If not longer, I think. Probably like a 9-10 hour stream, most likely. Great day to be ill for. Great day to be ill for, right? Again, guys, it's 1-1. The score is not shown properly on the bracket right now, so apologies for that. Not much we can do about it. Again, just rebroadcasting from the Chinese stream here as we see Maru. This early command center first, going into 2 racks follow-up. So he's actually been enjoying so far the kind of rack-spaced openings in both the games. I mean, it wasn't really kind of super rack-spaced last game, but it still was rack-spaced after the factory proxy. He added on 2 extra racks and went for that kind of racks only all-in sort of thing, but he didn't add a starport for so long into the game. Can you see the production tab? The production tab is in the bottom right of the screen, Hushi Man. It's not a rebroadcast, it's just a restream of the Chinese stream. So it's live, it's just we have to restream the Chinese stream. As Maru is going up to 5 racks. Wow. So, this actually reminds you a lot of something we used to see way back when in Wings of Liberty, where you'd see kind of a fast expansion. And of the fast expansion, you'd see kind of like a 4 racks maybe. And it's kind of a way to, instead of just going into like a faster stim, you go for a lot of Marines early and you go for a very aggressive push. Now, obviously this died out quite heavily because Float and Overcharge came into the game. And so we haven't really seen it at all, and kind of factory-based openings have always been a lot more popular for a long time. As we see this Mothership Core coming in, Maru splits a few Marines away, so he doesn't reveal how many racks he has just yet. SOS sees 3 racks, and the thing is with 3 racks, it looks very standard. Doesn't see the lack of gas. He's missing the information he needs, which is the gas count and the extra 2 barracks. So right now, it is SOS who has really absolutely no idea what he's playing against. So this is a little bit of a weird situation to start things off. SOS going into Blink, 3 extra gates. He might get very aggressive here on Frost. 3 extra gates takes us up to 4, of course, which means a bit more aggressive than what you're usually meant to, or usually expecting to see. A couple of SCVs come across with these Marines, and guess what? Still, SOS has not seen this. He is so blind right now. He is so blind right now, as we're going to see these Marines coming across. I don't know how many SCVs it is, but there's a few. Them extra gateways aren't done just yet. I mean, these SCVs, there's a good chunk of them, 5 or 6. There's 1 Stalker and a Mothership Core. That 4 and Overcharge isn't going to defend him for very long. This natural expansion is in a lot of trouble right now as Maru just waits for his extra units. There's a Stalker warping in. Immediately probes are pulled into this, but Maru, he just goes for the Overcharge pylon. Obviously, that's obviously the main target he wants to get here. SCV is still alive as probes start to drop. Another pylon here will be overcharged in a moment or two. He's starting to target it down. It's already lost its shield. He's going to keep on fighting it. It's going to go down. Maru is losing some workers on the other side. Well, actually at the same time, just because he pulled them across here, of course. Sorry, forgot about that. As we're going to see more Stalkers warping in. Actually, I think Maru will be turned around here. Still making just 5 Marines at a time. sOs with a little bit of warp fist micro here is actually going to change this up. And the thing is, with sOs being on so many gateways, his counterattack is going to have so much potential, and Maru knows it. GG. Game number 3 goes to sOs. Let's do this. Let's introduce our players and just very quickly swap the names around because they're just a little bit out of place right now. sOs is, of course, the red Protoss player. And it is Maru, who is the blue Terran. Let's make Maru's name just a little bit bigger, shall we? Perfect. Beautiful. So, the generic Green Wings Grand Finals continues. Again, brand new, fresh best of 3 for us here. As we go into this, sOs spawns to the bottom right-hand side of the map as the red Protoss. It is Maru who spawns to the upper left-hand side of the map as the blue Terran player. Winner of this best of 3 is the champion. So, $400 for second place. Bit of a jump, as the first place winner takes $1,800 home. Huge difference in first and second place as we get set to go into this next series. Whoever infected everyone last week should be punched. I'm pretty sure in my case it was just the amount of I'm pretty sure in my case it was just alcohol. That was the issue, and just consistently being drinking a lot over the last 2 weeks, because I went to LAN the week before as well. It's just, I've had a rough 2 weeks. I really have. My body really needs to recover for a little bit before I go to Valencia. Alright guys, so we jump into our first game of this best of 3 right now. Nexus is on the way up, and it is actually Maru who is once again expanding himself too. So both players are expanding. Maru is going to go into a factory as a follow-up though. So Maru just playing pretty... Oh no, Maru isn't expanding, sorry. I'm thinking Maru is in the bottom side of the map, so I assume that was a CC build. Sorry. Maru is... I just looked in the completely wrong place. Maru is going to go into the double gas play once again. He did this a lot against sOs in the earlier stages of today. In fact, on this map, he did this sort of marine tank push, which just got shut down so hard by what sOs was doing, which is just committing to a lot of gateway units early on this map as we set up into this. Again, 0-0 in this best of 3. This is the final best of 3 of the day in the Leifeng Cup. After this, we will have the Top Dogs tournament that starts up in just over an hour. As we're going to see, the factory starts up a tech lab immediately. Starport starts as well. It looks as though Maru is going back into this kind of marine tank push, which again didn't work so well for him early on today against sOs. Let's see if it works for him once again now. As we're just going to be seeing the factory finishing that tech lab immediately. Siege tank is on the way in production. And the first few Marines are starting to come out and starting to come together at the front, sitting at the front so they can try and deny any probe scouts from coming in, seeing the lack of a natural expansion. Medevac on the way as well. Obviously the Medevac will aid in healing up the Marines, will also be able to kind of move the tank around a bunch. So that's what we're going to be seeing here. Excuse me. So that's what we're going to be seeing here. Actually going to see a Cyclone follow-up. And probably a Liberator as well. But the Cyclone is interesting, so I'm intrigued to see what Maru does with the Cyclone. Doesn't actually have the gas for Liberator now after starting up the Cyclone, so very intrigued as to what this is going to be from him. Cyclone, I mean, we can see what it's going to be, but like the Cyclone is very different indeed, so I wonder how that works out. I wonder how useful that actually turns out to be in this. Maru getting up to that was at 150 gas, so looks like he will still go for a Liberator. And that's actually going to hit him on 47 over 47, where you can just see how timed out his build is. Knows exactly when he needs that next depot, and the depot is going to finish just before he has to make any new units, as we're going to see the tank coming forwards and just going to start pushing these units back, and Bunker coming up as well. Maru's starting to set up this position. It's gone a lot better for him so far than it did the last time we saw him doing this against sOs. He didn't even get towards the front of his opponent's natural last time, so it's going a lot better for him. There's going to be a Cyclone coming forwards as well, and I mean the Cyclone with a lock-on can do a lot. It can trade very well, and it's just intrigued to see what he decides to try and lock on with it. Medevac taking some damage, doesn't want to lose that. He actually locks onto that pylon to the right-hand side. Love that. As we're going to see, the Medevac comes back. It does just save the tank for a little couple of moments more. Gets a couple more shots with it. Loses the Medevac, but the damage he's done here is pretty great. That Cyclone eventually picks away and kills off that pylon now as well. I'm just going to be seeing this next bunker coming up. There's a Mortal out, but Maru's making his way into the mineral line of the natural, and already damage being done. Cyclone could lock onto the Immortal now, maybe, with a scan up to the high ground, could keep that lock on going for a while. You're going to see these units continue to fight. Liberator coming in as well. That's going to be one of the main differences now to keep Maru in this position here towards the front. You just have bunkers to fall back to as well. A few SCVs we see going down for Maru are very simply just the SCVs that he pulled across the map. There's no action going on to the top left so far, but there is a pylon in location for sOs if he wants to try and make something happen, as we see another tank coming across now. And Not sure what's coming out of the starport recently. I don't know if it's been another Liberator or another Medevac. I can't see anything in particular coming across the map that looks like either of those, so it might have been nothing. Going to be another Liberator starting up right now, though, as we see Cyclone again. Just trying to lock on this tank again, just gives him that little bit of extra range to slowly pick away at this. And there's a very awkward situation here for sOs, of course, because he's eventually got to push out of this location, as we see, oh, this Immortal going to be locked onto. Nice pickup by the Warp Prism, though. There's that Medevac. So it was the Medevac that came out next out of the starport. That's important to know, because the Medevac is actually very important to kind of keep the tanks alive and kite with the tanks. Next is going to go down the natural. sOs going to give it up before fighting forwards. He's just going to sit here and continue to take damage as Maru actually continues to do a lot of damage right now. As we're going to be seeing, actually, oh, the Warp Prism actually comes and intercepts some reinforcements. It's a huge interception there. As we're going to be seeing these Marines continue to fight. These couple of pylons are continuing to trade as well. And I mean, recall into the main base is the only way sOs is going to get out of there. There's a bit of kind of crisis management right now from sOs. He has to try and make something of this. And as we're just going to be seeing those Marines joining up together and getting ready to keep on moving forwards and keep on trying to get damage done. We actually see just going into the main base now. sOs supply blocked. He's going to lose this robo facility. He can't commit to defending this. There's just no way. He doesn't have the units, and this is just not looking good at all right now for sOs. Maru, this didn't work for him in the first time he tried it today against sOs, but the second time round, it's working pretty darn well. The Cyclone's going to go down. Here come these Immortals to try and make something happen. Nice little micro to try and avoid the Liberator shots. Actually, sOs going to break out of this. So sOs breaks out of this. It's one base against one base right now. What's that up there? SCVs? Okay, one base against one base. Tank's still alive. Maybe just maybe we see Maru just being a little bit over-aggressive there. He's actually got units left at home, so it looks as though he's kind of looking to defend against the Warp Prism play that was threatening across the map just previously. And we see sOs still unable to build too much, though. I mean, he's lost pylons, he's lost the robo facility. We're going to see this tank kiting backwards a little bit. We're going to see another big shot. Not quite going onto the Stalkers there. Not quite. I'm going to see Tech Lab, Chang being left over. If Maru brings these units across the map, he's in a pretty good position. It's just the fact that he's too afraid to bring these units across the map because of what you saw with the Warp Prism before. And the Warp Prism is still around. It's actually harassing the main base of Maru right now. We're missing it on the screen. Chinese observers are not our best friends today. As we see the tank, I believe, just being loaded again. You're just going to see Maru continue to be aggressive here. I mean, he's took it to one base against one base. I would generally say that one base against one base is going to go in favor of our... yeah, I think one base generally goes in favor of the Terran player. DTs could be a bit of an issue, but you can see Maru is saving his scans. No point in dropping mules, right? I mean, why drop mules when you've just got no minerals to drop them on? So he's looking okay. sOs going to take a bit of a proxy kind of base just to try and hide it and just keep things going. Tank here still going to do some damage, just working his way against some Stalkers. Liberator here to hold a position on the ramp as well. Warp Prism is still on the map from sOs. We haven't really seen much of that on the screen, but it is out there, and it is what's forcing Maru to keep a lot of his reinforcements back at home right now. So I'm just going to be seeing Maru still a little bit afraid of that. So it's a shame we haven't seen the Warp Prism, because it's been a pretty major reason as to why Maru is playing like he is and why he hasn't got all of his reinforcements in position. Moving forward, he's going to try and get some damage onto the Immortal. It's a pretty good trade. I mean, he gets some good health off of it. For only 4 Marines in that bunker finally being cleaned up, I'd say that's a very good trade indeed. As we are going to be seeing this Dexter's coming in over to the left hand side. We're going to see the natural expansion also on the way up. So actually sOs is very soon going to find himself on 3 bases if Maru doesn't do something about it. So continue to see what's going to be happening here. I'm just going to be seeing the command set just dropping down on that natural. I'm just going to see a few units from sOs, maybe looking for an elevator up into the main base. He's kind of threatening around that right hand side. Pulls back now. We see this Warp Prism going to come into the main at the same time. He's looking to maybe push the front, but if he's going up to 3 bases, then sOs maybe isn't in that much trouble. Here come the DTs, though. Does Maru still have scans? It's going to be one of the major questions. Yes, he does. He scans once here, and he's going to get 1 DT. The other DT just gets away. So 1 scan, 4 workers killed so far. Now 5, as we see units coming in towards the natural expansion. I genuinely just think that Maru has enough, though, to hold on, and he will push this away without too much of an issue here. As we're going to see Maru just... Again, I mean, he has to try and do something. I mean, he right now thinks he's up a base or so, which isn't the situation. It's not the scenario. As we're going to see this DT scan picked off, not picked off, actually picked up into the Warp Prism. We see the Immortals and Stalkers still pushing the front. sOs is losing so much, though, trying to do damage over here. And that's the problem. Like, he's doing a bit of damage, but he's losing all of his Stalkers, losing so many of his Immortals. And in the end, it's just not going to be enough, I don't think. Stim's going to go down for Maru, that DT in the main still being a huge pain in the ass. But, again, I think Maru is realistically in a position where he's sort of okay still. I think he's still kind of... If he goes across the map and fights right now, he does a lot of damage. I think he ends the game if he goes across the map and he fights right now, because I just don't see a way in which sOs has an army which can realistically fight against this here. As we're going to see a few extra units being warped in. Again, the Dark Shrine has been one of the main players right now for sOs. Without that Dark Shrine, he'd be in a lot of trouble. This hidden third base as well going to help him out a lot. Of course, Maru, when he mines out the main base, he'll just lift that and move it over to the third base. I highly doubt he'll build a third command center in this game unless it goes on for a much longer amount of time. Love the Raven edition as well. Obviously, a much easier and cheaper way to kind of deal with these DTs, which are obviously going to consistently be an issue with someone like sOs who's so annoying and is just going to keep on harassing throughout. However, Maru is starting to push down the left side, which means he'll probably actually come through the third base, and so he's going to be in a little bit of an issue with that. As we're going to see the scan coming down, but again, nice wall prison micro. sOs still being annoying. A few stalkers over here find this army. In fact, the entire army's over here. Maru has a lot of tanks, but not many Marines, so he has to be a bit careful, and actually sOs just has so much pushing forwards. Where's Maru's army? The Marines just aren't here. And sOs takes game one. Whoa! This best of 3 because we have action on the way already. To the top left side of the map, it's sOs. Going to be going up against the proxy racks play of Maru. Here we go, 3 racks. Here we go. He won a game against Creator with this earlier. But sOs, he held this off when Q did it earlier as well. So let's see how this goes. Let's see what's going to happen as the third racks comes down. And we get set up and ready to go into this. So 3 racks on the way to the north side of the map from Maru. Big all-in once again to try and take game 2. Remember, guys, if sOs wins this game, he is the champion of Leifeng Cup 149. He takes home $1,800 over Maru's $400 for second place. So let's see if Maru can tie things up with this big all-in. But guess what? We already see the probe coming across the map to scout from sOs, and his reaction to this last time was really smart. Walling off on the high ground. The wall on the high ground. And from the wall on the high ground, he then got a mothership core out. He bought himself so much time. Here come the SCVs. Probe scouts this. And that's immediately sOs cancelling their expansion most likely and starting up extra pylons here. Cancel, pylon, another pylon unless the Marine gets up here in time. Not quite, but he will get here fast. So he can start to work his way against these pylons a lot faster than Q did. And that might just be the difference here. He's already working against 1 pylon here towards the center. And that's just going to be 3 SCVs working on it, 2 probe Marines as well. It's going to be quite a lot of damage. No! We've been doing so well! No! The stream's actually offline, I think, because there's no number on it. No, the stream. The stream is gone. Okay, we're back. Maru is broken through. He's going to start up a bunker. The pylons in the back can't be overcharged because if the mothership core commits, it will die. We're going to see this bunker taking a little bit of damage here. Another Marine there. He does overcharge. How far can you overcharge from? That's crazy. Pro's being pulled. The Marines are doing a good job trying to trade, but the Stalker and mothership core doing a lot of damage as well. And sOs is going to win. Maru's going to type out GG. sOs takes the 2-0.